Have you ever reached the end of a difficult day and wondered if you're truly living, or simply surviving? One day, every person watching this video will face the same truth. Money won't matter. Titles won't matter. The opinions of strangers won't matter. In that final moment, only one question will remain. Did you live wisely? If you want to avoid the regrets that destroy people at the end of their lives, stay with me until the end, because today we are exploring the Stoic lessons that can completely transform how you live, think, and face the world. And if you're ready to become mentally stronger, leave a comment saying, "I choose wisdom." Subscribe to Stoic Ascension, and let's begin. Before you die, learn that time is your most valuable possession. Most people spend years protecting their money while carelessly wasting their time. Yet money can be earned again. Time cannot. Imagine a wealthy businessman who spent his entire life chasing success. He worked every weekend, skipped family dinners, and told himself he would enjoy life later. Years passed. His bank account grew larger, but his children grew up without him. One evening, sitting alone in a large house, he realized something painful. The years he traded for money could never be bought back. The Stoics constantly reminded themselves that life is short. Not to become afraid, but to become awake. Every morning is a gift that has never existed before and will never exist again. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop delaying your dreams. Stop assuming tomorrow is guaranteed. The life you're planning for someday is happening right now. Before you die, learn this. Your time is your life. Spend it carefully. Before you die, learn that you cannot control everything. Many people suffer not because life is difficult but because they fight reality. They try to control the weather. They try to control other people's opinions. They try to control outcomes. And when things don't go their way, they become angry and frustrated. A farmer once planted crops and prayed for perfect weather. When rain came, he complained there was too much. When the sun appeared, he complained it was too hot. No matter what happened, he found a reason to suffer. His neighbor accepted whatever came and focused only on working his field. At harvest time, the second farmer was peaceful while the first remained miserable. The difference wasn't circumstances. It was perspective. According to Stoicism, some things are within your control and some are not. Your actions are yours. Your attitude is yours. Your character is yours. Everything else belongs to life. The moment you stop fighting reality, you gain freedom. Before you die, learn that people will misunderstand you. No matter how kind you are. No matter how honest you are. Someone will judge you unfairly. Someone will criticize you. Someone will dislike you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. A young artist spent years creating beautiful work. Whenever someone criticized him, he lost sleep. He replayed their words over and over. One day, an older mentor told him, "If you stop for every barking dog, you'll never reach your destination." That advice changed his life. The Stoics understood that reputation is fragile. Trying to please everyone is impossible. The people who change the world are rarely understood by everyone. Live according to your values. Not according to applause. The crowd changes its mind every day. Character remains. Before you die, learn that suffering can become strength. Nobody wants pain. Nobody asks for hardship. Yet some of the strongest people were shaped by their struggles. A blacksmith places steel into fire. The heat seems destructive. But without fire, the steel remains weak. Life works the same way. The breakup. The failure. The rejection. The disappointment. Each challenge can either break you or build you. The choice belongs to you. Stoicism teaches that obstacles are not roadblocks. They are training grounds. Every challenge carries a lesson. Every hardship carries an opportunity. Pain is often the teacher wisdom uses. Before you die, learn that your thoughts shape your reality. Two people can experience the same event and walk away with completely different lives. One sees disaster. The other sees opportunity. A traveler was caught in a violent storm. One passenger panicked and cried throughout the journey. Another sat quietly and adapted to the situation. Neither controlled the storm. But each controlled their response. The Stoics believe that events themselves are not the problem. Our judgments about them create suffering. You cannot always control what happens. But you can control the story you tell yourself about what happens. Choose your thoughts wisely. They become your future. Before you die, learn to be comfortable alone. Many people fear silence. They fear being alone with their own thoughts. So they fill every moment with noise. Music. Social media. Entertainment. Distractions. A wise man once spent an entire afternoon sitting beneath a tree. Someone asked him why he wasn't doing anything. He smiled and replied, "I'm listening." Listening to what? To himself. In silence, he discovered clarity. In stillness, he discovered peace. The Stoics valued solitude because it allowed them to understand their own minds. If you cannot enjoy your own company, no crowd will save you. Learn to sit quietly. Learn to reflect. Learn to know yourself. Before you die, learn that anger is expensive. A few moments of anger can destroy relationships built over years. A merchant once became furious with an employee over a small mistake. In his rage, he insulted and humiliated the worker. The employee left. Years later, the merchant admitted that his anger cost him one of the most loyal people he had ever known. Anger often promises power. But it usually delivers regret. The Stoics viewed anger as temporary madness. When emotions rise, wisdom falls. Pause before reacting. Breathe before speaking. Think before acting. The strongest person is not the one who defeats others. The strongest person is the one who masters himself. Before you die, learn that success without character is failure. The world celebrates achievement. Fame. Money. Status. Power. But Stoicism asks a deeper question. Who are you becoming? A man built a successful business and became wealthy. Everyone admired him. But behind closed doors, he lied, cheated, and betrayed those around him. When his success disappeared, nobody remained loyal. Why? Because he had built wealth without character. Character is the foundation that survives every storm. Without it, success is temporary. With it, even failure becomes honorable. Focus on becoming a good person. Everything else is secondary. Before you die, learn that gratitude changes everything. A woman complained constantly. Her house was too small. Her job was too difficult. Her life was unfair. One day she visited a hospital and met people fighting battles she could barely imagine. As she left, she realized something important. She had been focusing on what was missing instead of appreciating what was present. That realization transformed her. Gratitude does not mean life is perfect. It means you recognize the blessings that already exist. The Stoics practiced gratitude daily. Not because life was easy. Because life itself was a gift. Look around. There is more to appreciate than you think. Before you die, learn that death gives life meaning. Most people avoid thinking about death. The Stoics did the opposite. They reflected on mortality regularly. Not to become fearful. To become intentional. Imagine receiving a letter that says you have 1 year left to live. What would you stop worrying about? Whose opinion would suddenly seem unimportant? What dreams would you finally pursue? What conversations would you stop postponing? The awareness of death sharpens the value of life. Every sunrise becomes precious. Every conversation becomes meaningful. Every moment becomes a gift. Remembering death teaches us how to live. Before you die, learn that happiness is an inside job. Many people spend their entire lives chasing happiness in external things. A bigger house. A better car. More money. More approval. Yet satisfaction always seems one step away. A traveler searched the world for happiness. He crossed oceans and climbed mountains. After years of searching, he met a wise elder. The elder said, "The happiness you're seeking has been traveling with you the entire time. True peace comes from within. It comes from mastering your mind. It comes from aligning your actions with your values. It comes from living with purpose. External things may add comfort, but they cannot create lasting peace. Only your character can do that." Before you die, learn that every day is a chance to begin again. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've wasted time. Maybe you've failed. So has everyone else. The Stoics never expected perfection. They expected progress. A man once asked a philosopher how to become wise. The philosopher replied, "Start today. Not next week. Not next month. Today." Every sunrise offers a new opportunity. A new choice. A new direction. You are never too old. You are never too late. You are never too broken. As long as you're breathing, you can begin again. As we come to the end of this video, remember these words. Before you die, learn that time is precious. Learn that you cannot control everything. Learn that people will misunderstand you. Learn that hardship can make you stronger. Learn to master your thoughts. Learn to enjoy your own company. Learn to control your anger. Learn to build character. Learn gratitude. Learn the value of mortality. Learn that happiness comes from within. And most importantly, learn that every day is a chance to become better than you were yesterday. The Stoics didn't promise an easy life. They promised a meaningful one. Before you leave, I want you to imagine something. Imagine that you are much older. Your hair has turned gray. Your face carries the marks of every challenge you survived. You sit quietly and look back on your life. At that moment, what will matter? Not the arguments you won. Not the trends you followed. Not the possessions you collected. What will matter is the person you became. Did you have courage when life became difficult? Did you remain kind when the world became cruel? Did you stay honest when lying would have been easier? Did you keep going when everyone else gave up? These are the questions that matter. A Stoic understands that life is not measured by comfort. Life is measured by character. And character is built one choice at a time. Every day you are writing your story. Every reaction. Every decision. Every action. You are becoming someone. The only question is whether you're becoming the person you truly want to be. A wise old teacher once told his student, "The greatest tragedy is not dying. The greatest tragedy is reaching the end of life and realizing you never truly lived." The student asked, "How do I avoid that fate?" The teacher smiled and said, "Live each day as if it matters." Simple words. Powerful truth. Many people wake up and immediately complain. They complain about the weather. They complain about work. They complain about traffic. They complain about problems. But they forget something important. The fact that they woke up at all is a gift. Some people went to sleep last night and never opened their eyes again. You did. That means you still have opportunities. You still have choices. You still have time. And as long as you have time, you have hope. The Stoics understood that life is unpredictable. Fortunes rise and fall. People come and go. Circumstances change without warning. That's why they built their happiness on something stronger than circumstances. They built it on virtue. on wisdom, on discipline, on courage, on self-control. These things cannot be taken away by bad luck. A storm can destroy your house. It cannot destroy your character. Someone can take your money. They cannot take your integrity. People can criticize your choices. They cannot control your soul. This is true freedom. Not freedom from challenges. Freedom from being controlled by challenges. Think about a tree during a storm. The winds are fierce. The rain is relentless. Branches bend violently. Yet the tree remains standing because its roots run deep. Stoicism teaches us to build deep roots. When adversity arrives, and it will, your roots determine whether you stand or fall. Most people focus on appearing strong. Stoics focus on becoming strong. There is a difference. Appearing strong impresses people. Becoming strong transforms lives. One is temporary. The other lasts forever. Another lesson worth remembering before you die is this. Never underestimate small daily actions. Many people want dramatic change overnight. They want instant success. Instant confidence. Instant discipline. But life rarely works that way. A stone is not shaped by one drop of water. It is shaped by thousands. A strong body is not built in one workout. It is built through consistency. A wise mind is not developed in a single day. It is developed through daily practice. Read a little every day. Learn a little every day. Improve a little every day. Be patient with yourself. Small improvements eventually create extraordinary results. A young man once looked at a mountain and said, "It's impossible to climb." An older hiker replied, "You don't climb a mountain in one step. You climb it one step at a time." The same is true for life. Stop focusing only on the summit. Focus on the next step. Then take another. And another. One day you'll look back and realize you've traveled farther than you ever imagined. Perhaps the greatest Stoic lesson of all is understanding that life owes us nothing. This may sound harsh at first. But it is actually liberating. When we expect life to be fair, we become bitter. When we expect life to be easy, we become disappointed. When we expect life to give us what we want, we become frustrated. But when we accept life as it is, we become resilient. A sailor cannot control the sea. But he can learn to navigate it. Likewise, you cannot control everything life brings. But you can control how you respond. That response becomes your power. That response becomes your legacy. That response becomes your destiny. And one final lesson before we close. Do not wait for permission to become who you are meant to be. Many people spend years waiting. Waiting for confidence. Waiting for approval. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Waiting for someone to believe in them. Meanwhile, life keeps moving. The truth is that confidence often comes after action, not before it. The perfect opportunity rarely arrives. And sometimes the only person who will believe in you at the beginning is yourself. Start anyway. Take the first step anyway. Speak anyway. Create anyway. Try anyway. Fail anyway. Learn anyway. Grow anyway. Because action creates momentum. Momentum creates progress. And progress creates transformation. Years from now, you will not regret the risks you took while pursuing a meaningful life. You will regret the opportunities you never embraced because fear convinced you to stay still. So as you finish watching this video, ask yourself, what is one thing I need to start doing today? What is one fear I need to face? What is one habit I need to build? What is one excuse I need to leave behind? Don't just listen to wisdom. Apply it. Don't just admire discipline. Practice it. Don't just study Stoicism. Live it. Because knowledge without action changes nothing. But knowledge combined with action can change everything. If you've stayed until this point, you're someone who wants more from life. You're someone who wants wisdom instead of excuses. Growth instead of comfort. Purpose instead of distraction. And for that, you should be proud. Now I want to hear from you. Which Stoic lesson impacted you the most today? Share your answer in the comments below. Your words may encourage someone who needs guidance right now. And before we part ways, I want to leave you with a thought that could change your life forever. One day, without warning, you will experience something for the last time. The last walk outside. The last conversation with someone you love. The last sunrise you will ever see. The last laugh. The last opportunity. The last breath. The strange thing is that you won't know it's the last time when it happens. That is why the Stoics refused to waste life. They understood that every ordinary moment is secretly extraordinary. The coffee you drink in the morning. The friend who sends you a message. The family member who calls to check on you. The quiet evening after a long day. These moments seem small. But one day, they become memories. And memories become treasures. Never become so busy chasing the future that you fail to appreciate the present. Because the present is where life actually exists. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Right here. Right now. A Stoic does not spend life waiting for perfect conditions. They create meaning from whatever conditions they have. If life gives them sunshine, they are grateful. If life gives them storms, they grow stronger. If life gives them success, they remain humble. If life gives them failure, they remain determined. This is the power of Stoicism. It teaches you how to remain steady in an unstable world. The world will continue to change. People will continue to disappoint. Unexpected challenges will continue to appear. But a disciplined mind remains calm. A wise heart remains strong. A Stoic soul remains free. Think about all the great individuals throughout history. They faced hardship. They faced criticism. They faced uncertainty. Yet they endured because they learned a truth that many never discover. Your greatest battle is not against the world. It is against the weaknesses within yourself. The laziness that whispers, do it tomorrow. The fear that whispers, you're not good enough. The anger that whispers, get revenge. The doubt that whispers, give up. Every day these voices appear. And every day you must choose which voice to follow. The path of comfort is easy. The path of growth is difficult. But only one of those paths leads to fulfillment. The Stoics chose growth. And so should you. When you wake up tomorrow morning, remember this video. Remember that your life is limited. Remember that your time is precious. Remember that your thoughts shape your reality. Remember that your character is your greatest asset. Remember that every challenge contains an opportunity to become stronger. Most importantly, remember that you are responsible for the person you become. Not your past. Not your circumstances. Not other people's opinions. You. Every choice matters. Every action matters. Every day matters. A year from now, you can be stronger. Wiser. Calmer. More disciplined. More confident. More fulfilled. But only if you start today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Because life rewards action. And action begins with a decision. So make that decision now. Decide to stop making excuses. Decide to stop doubting yourself. Decide to stop wasting time. Decide to become the person you were meant to be. The journey will not be easy. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be days when you feel like quitting. But remember this. The strongest people are not those who never fall. They are those who rise every time they fall. And every time you rise, you become a little stronger. A little wiser. A little closer to the person you are capable of becoming. That is the Stoic way. That is the path of self-mastery. That is the path of greatness. Before you close this video, sit quietly for a moment and reflect on this question. If everything in your life stayed exactly the same for the next 5 years, would you be happy? Most people never ask themselves that question. They stay in habits they dislike. They stay trapped in routines that drain them. They keep postponing the life they truly want. Then one day they wake up and realize years have disappeared. The Stoics warned against this kind of unconscious living. They believed that every day should be examined. Every evening, they reflected on their actions. What did I do well today? What mistakes did I make? How can I improve tomorrow? Imagine the power of asking yourself those questions every day. Not to criticize yourself. Not to feel guilty. But to grow. A ship that never adjusts its course eventually drifts far from its destination. The same is true for your life. Small corrections today can prevent major regrets tomorrow. Remember, life is not a race against other people. It is a journey toward becoming your best self. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop measuring your worth by what others have achieved. A rose blooms in its season. A tree grows in its season. Everything in nature develops at its own pace. Why should you be any different? Trust your journey. Trust your growth. Trust the process. The Stoics understood something many people forget. Progress is often invisible. A seed buried underground appears unchanged. But beneath the surface, roots are forming. Strength is developing. Growth is happening. Your efforts work the same way. The books you read. The discipline you practice. The habits you build. The lessons you learn. Even when results are not immediately visible, transformation is taking place. Keep going. The breakthrough may be closer than you think. There is another lesson worth carrying with you. Do not allow bitterness to poison your future. Many people carry old wounds for years. A betrayal. An insult. A disappointment. A broken promise. They replay these memories repeatedly until the past controls the present. A wise Stoic once said that holding on to resentment is like carrying a burning coal while expecting someone else to be burned. The longer you hold it, the more damage it does to you. Forgiveness does not mean what happened was acceptable. It means you refuse to allow the past to control your future. Let go. Move forward. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. Protect your mind. Because your attention is one of the most valuable things you possess. Where your attention goes, your life follows. If your attention constantly focuses on negativity, your world becomes darker. If your attention focuses on growth, gratitude, and purpose, your world becomes brighter. Guard your mind carefully. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every argument deserves your response. Not every battle deserves your energy. A lion does not turn around every time a dog barks. Likewise, you should not allow every distraction to pull you away from your purpose. Stay focused. Stay disciplined. Stay committed to what truly matters. And remember this. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your daily habits. Great lives are not built in a day. They are built daily. One choice at a time. One action at a time. One disciplined moment at a time. Every day gives you 2 options. You can move closer to your goals. Or you can move further away. You can strengthen your character. Or weaken it. You can build momentum. Or lose it. The choice is always yours. That is both the responsibility and the beauty of being human. You have the power to change. You have the power to improve. You have the power to become more than you are today. Never underestimate that power. History is filled with ordinary people who achieved extraordinary things because they refused to quit. They kept going when progress was slow. They kept going when others doubted them. They kept going when the outcome was uncertain. Persistence transformed them. And persistence can transform you too. So if you feel discouraged today, remember. You are stronger than you think. You have survived difficult days before. You have overcome challenges before. You have endured storms before. The strength that carried you through those moments is still within you. Trust it. Develop it. Use it. And as you continue your journey, carry this final Stoic reminder in your heart. Do not seek an easy life. Seek the strength to handle a difficult one. Do not seek fewer challenges. Seek greater wisdom. Do not seek constant comfort. Seek lasting character. Because character will carry you further than comfort ever can. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. If this message inspired you, write Stoic until the end in the comments below. Share this video with a friend who needs encouragement. And subscribe to Stoic Ascension for more timeless wisdom, mental toughness, self-discipline, and powerful Stoic teachings. Until we meet again. Walk with courage. Think with wisdom. Act with purpose. And keep ascending. Fire Eagle. Stoic Ascension.